The last thing we said up here was that the reason why, if you find tied up pigeons behind the fence, you keep them is because if you were to take them, the owner cannot prove that it's his because there's no siman. So therefore, it's just best to leave them there and let the owner pick him up when he's ready. So Gemara wants to question this idea on saying that there's no siman. So ve'amai, why do you tell me that there's no siman on the birds? Leheve kesher simana. Let the knot, the type of knot that you tied the birds with, since that's what the Mishnah was dealing with, tied up young birds, let that act as a siman in order for the owner to prove that it's his, and therefore you should take the birds and let the owner use the knot as the siman. So the Gemara answers, Amar Rabbi Abba Bar Zavda Amar Rav. The reason why you cannot use the knot as a siman is bimkusharin bekantfehen. We're talking about birds that are tied up at their wings. Dekule alma hachi mekatredehu. Everyone ties the birds that way. So you cannot say that the specific knot as a siman, you can't use that as a siman because every single person ties up the birds that way, and therefore your knot is no different than anybody else. So the Gemara accepts and says, okay, ve'leheve makom siman. Let the place that he found him be a siman. Okay, a guy can say, I found it behind the third set of fences, right? Whatever it is, let the place that it was found be a siman. And therefore, maybe you should take them and not leave them there, because the guy can prove that it's his by where he left him. Amar Rav Ukva Bar Chama bimdadin. Rav Ukva Bar Chama says you cannot use the place of a siman is because we're talking about birds which hop. Bimdadin means they hop, and therefore they don't remain in the same place, even though they're tied, but they hop up in the same place. They hop, and therefore you cannot say, oh, I left them over there and prove that place, because it could be that they came from somewhere else and just hopped to that place. So Gemara says, Im bimdadin me'alma atu mutarhin. If you're telling me that we're talking about birds that hop, then it could be that these birds came from a totally different neighborhood. They could have came from a totally different city, and they hopped all the way there till behind the fence, and the law should be umutarin, that the finder should be able to keep them. Why are you telling me I have to leave them? I should be able to keep the birds, because these birds could have hopped from a different neighborhood. There's no way it's going to prove that it's his. So ika lemeimar me'alma atu ve'ika lemeimar inish atzinu vehavele safek hinuach. It can be said that the birds came from elsewhere, but it also can be said that the guy hid them. So we don't really know yet what is the status of these birds. Again, ika lemeimar me'alma atu. It could be that they came from a different city or a different neighborhood, and therefore you would keep them. Ve'ika lemeimar inash atzinu. And or we could say that the person hid them there behind the fence. Because of that, havele safek hinuach. What we have over here is an uncertainty, is a safek. Safek is a doubt on how they were placed. And the law is, as we're going to see, whenever there's a doubt, there's always one law. Kol safek hinuach. Whenever you encounter a certain object and you're not sure how it got there, like these birds, it could be that the birds came from another city. They hopped here, but it could be that he placed them there. That's called safek hinuach. The law is lechatechila. The first thing you should do is lo yitol. Don't touch the birds. We have to assume, give the benefit of the doubt that the person left them there, and therefore he's going to come and pick them up. Now, ve'im natal, if it happened to be that you took them into your home and you took them from where you found them, then the law is lo yachzir. You don't have to return them, because there's still that chance that these same birds hopped from somewhere else. And that's the law in the case of safek hinuach, when we're not sure, when there's an uncertainty. We don't take them. But if you did, then you don't have to give them back.